Hey friends, Ashton here again with Gents with another fragrance review. Today we're taking a look at a fragrance from the house of Mancera that until very recently was a Paris boutique exclusive, meaning you had to physically be in Paris or know someone in Paris in order to get a bottle. People in the community have been talking about it a lot back and forth. A lot of people are interested in checking it out, and I actually got my hands on a bottle. I'm talking about Aoud Lemon Mint. So this one is an interesting release. We'll go ahead and take a look at the fragrance's presentation and then jump into the fragrance itself and see how this one checks out. Alright guys, let's go ahead and check out the presentation for Mancera Aoud Lemon Mint. So Mancera boxes all pretty much look the same. They may have slight differences in coloration, but the box looks the same. This one is all gold. You can see it says Mancera Aoud Lemon Mint, size and concentration here. There's nothing at the top or the sides. On the back you can see the ingredients, eau de parfum, made in France, and the website. And then on the bottom you have the batch code printed here. These also come with these little pouches, which are inside of the box when you purchase, and the bottle fits inside this pouch. You can kind of carry it around in this if you wanted to, or store it in the pouch. So here is the bottle. If you have seen the advertising or promo photos for the bottle, it actually looks different than the legitimate bottle does. The promo photos had kind of like mint and a see-through bottle on the bottle itself. They look pretty neat. I'll put a picture right now. But this is how it actually looks. You can see here, Mancera Aoud Lemon Mint, size and concentration. The bottle has a fade from green to yellow, which looks pretty cool. I like it. And that's really all that's on the bottle. I mean, all Mancera bottles look the same. On the bottom you have made in France, and then the batch. You have the little Mancera M on the top of the cap, and these caps you can very easily pick up the bottle from because they screw on. And if you really wanted to, if you decant these, you can actually unscrew this. You have to get at it pretty hard, but you can unscrew it and then screw it back. I don't necessarily advise that you do that. You just have that ability if you want to. These all, function the exact same. They spray out a good amount of juice. It's not like a Dior atomizer, but it gets the job done. So that is the presentation for Mancera Aoud Lemon Mint. Basically the same as any other Mancera bottle, but they do look nice. So this fragrance starts out with an initial blast of lemon. It's not a biting or a sharp lemon. It doesn't come across like a lemon cleaner or anything like that. It's almost like the edges have been rounded off a little bit. That way it doesn't come across abrasive. There's also almond in there, and it adds kind of a muted bittersweetness. It is more toward the background than the lemon though. Coriander is also in the background, but it's blended in even more than the almond is. The lemon also has a little bit of kind of a minty feel. Mint is actually not an official note in this fragrance, even though it's called Aoud Lemon Mint. I don't know why that is, but it's not there. But the minty feel is present. It doesn't overwhelm or override the lemon. It just kind of works with it a little bit behind that citric feel that you get from the lemon. As this starts to hit the mid, jasmine starts to come in. It adds a little bit of a floral sweetness, if you will. There's also that Mancera Menthol oud note, which if you've smelled those fragrances, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty much the same oud note used in each one of their fragrances based off oud, which is most of them. But in this circumstance, that oud note has kind of had its wings clipped. It's toned down a lot, and that's to make the fragrance more accessible. And so the oud here is definitely more in the background. It's not an oud dominant fragrance. There's also vanilla that comes in the mid through the base that adds a little more sweetness, but the vanilla is more toward the background than the jasmine is. Once you hit the full dry down, there's a little bit of vetiver. It's soft though, it's not overwhelming, and most of the base notes kind of wash together at that point. A little bit of the sweetness from the jasmine and vanilla carries over to the base, but at that point it's more of just a soft woody fragrance. Projection on this is well above average. It projects almost like a complete beast for me. I hit a couple sprays in the nooks of my arms, maybe a spray on my chest here, and you are more than taken care of. It projects very far, much further than an arm's length for me. Longevity also very, very good. I got 10+ hours on it each time I've worn it, so no complaints there at all, especially considering that this is mainly a fresh fragrance. The oud is not at all overwhelming. It's, like I said, in the background and toned down, and the base is more soft woods. So for the ingredients that are really coming through here, the longevity and projection is off the charts. This is a daytime fragrance, more for like spring and fall. You could wear it in summer, just adjust the sprays accordingly. You don't want to go crazy heavy on something that projects like a beast and then, you know, choke everybody out around you, especially if you start to work up a sweat. So you just have to be mindful of that. It's more of a casual fragrance, daytime fragrance. I imagine that you could dress it up if you wanted to. It's just not one that I personally would look at as a formal fragrance. So I really like this fragrance. As far as Mancera offerings go, it's definitely more on the fresh side. A lot of their fragrances go very oud heavy or things like that may turn off a lot of people, but this one doesn't do that. It slots underneath Cedrat Boise for me, but that one is one of my more liked fragrances overall, so that's nothing to be ashamed of. This kind of straddles a line of being accessible to the general public, but at the same time being unique enough that collectors and niche heads are going to enjoy it as well. So it's something that you can wear out in public and not have to worry about how other people perceive you. But if you're into collecting or into more unique fragrances, it will appeal to you as well. So that's honestly a big positive of the fragrance. And I did just want to bring up really quickly, there's a website, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description, europerfumes.com. As you guys know, I'm always online looking at multiple websites, and this website actually has some really great deals on sample vials for Mancera, Montal, and a few other niche brands. They carry basically just all niche perfume brands, but they have deals on there right now. For Mancera specifically, where you can get 7 official carded samples of 7 different fragrances. They're the little 2 ml spray samples for $15. So it's about $2 per sample, and I believe on eBay those usually go for like $9 each. And then if you buy that sample set, right now I think there's 2, then you can go ahead and get a $10 coupon to put toward a full-size bottle of one of the ones that you like. Now right now on the website, I believe they only have Cedrat Boise I saw for Mancera, but they do have all the other ones in stock. You would just need to email them and tell them what you want. Now all that being said, when I checked the sample pack that they had for Mancera oud fragrances, this one was not included. So if you're interested in this one, I would go ahead and just email them and see if maybe they can take one of those out and throw a sample for this one in, or just add it on or whatever. It doesn't hurt to ask. But I just wanted to pass that on because those are actually really, really, really good deals as far as being able to get a sample of niche fragrances and then getting a coupon that you can put toward an actual full bottle. It's actually the cheapest that I've ever found. So just something that you guys maybe want to be aware of for Mancera, Montal, and things like that. Alright guys, that's what I've got for you for Aoud Lemon Mint. So I was not disappointed in this one, thank God. It comes across really nice. It does have some development, so it's not linear. It's something I can wear in public and not have to worry about. I actually wore it out on a date night yesterday, so it went across really well. My wife likes it as well, so that's always a positive. She typically does not like oud fragrances that are really heavy on the oud, so she appreciated that it was toned down here, and I feel like the vast majority of the general population feels that way too. I know that people that collect or more heavy into darker fragrances and things like that really enjoy that animalic or rich oud, but in general, the general public seems to not like that. So honestly, I enjoy having fragrances that maybe have just a taste of that note, but toned down. And the lemon in this doesn't come across as super synthetic or nasty or anything like that. So that's obviously appreciated too. In my opinion, it's a winner. Do I think it's going to, overtake Cedrat Boise? It's probably the most popular Mancera fragrance. I don't, but I think that it could be one of those ones that most people slot into their top 3, maybe top 5 Manceras, depending on what you enjoy in terms of the house itself, the type of fragrances they release. But yeah, let me know what you think of this one. Let me know if you've smelled it. As always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.